Hello and welcome to Sport This Morning. I'm Cecilia Omogbe.
It's great to have you join us again. I'm Tayo Salah.
Let's get started with the show. Of course, we're starting with the Super Falcons, and today they will be facing Ghana. That's another hurdle for them to cross because Ghana, they said all they want is 3 points from that game.
Yeah, Cecilia, Nigeria versus Ghana at any level, usually very competitive, and I don't expect anything less in this particular match. And hopefully, the Super Falcons can soar, beyond the reaches of the Black Queens later today.
And also, the program will be looking at the 5-man final list submitted by CAF for the race for the African Player of the Year. And Aubameyang is still very much in the race. You also have Lamini, Riyad Mahrez, Sadio Mane, and of course Mohamed Salah. But you don't have Mikel Obi-Kelechi and of course Ahmed Musa. They were on the final 10, but right now in the final 5, they're not there.
Cecilia,
so no Nigerian player again.
Unfortunately, expectedly, no Nigerian players made the final 5 shortlist. But Cecilia, you have to give it to the guys who made it. All those guys you mentioned now, I think definitely deserve their spots.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Also on the show, Cecilia, you didn't seem very excited about the games yesterday, but Borussia Dortmund and Legia Warsaw apparently they felt your energy from where they were and decided to give us an incredible game of football with 8 goals scored. That's a new Champions League record. 8 goals to 4 for Borussia Dortmund. I mean, it sounds like a tennis score line, and these are the kind of you hardly see this kind of results in football. But I mean, it is what it is. It was a thriller. I mean, it started really fast and ended really fast. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, definitely. And even as much as 83 minutes, you still have goals coming and everything. But then it's all for them. 92 minutes. I mean, okay, you know what? We'll get back into this one obviously much later. But we'll start with the NBA and some interesting results overnight.
Yeah, surely. Just the 4 games played overnight, and the big result for me definitely has to be the match between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Nick Young scored a 3-pointer with 5 seconds, left to play, and the LA Lakers beats the Oklahoma City Thunder 111-109. Very close, very close. And that's despite 34 points on Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook, 13 assists and 8 rebounds. I mean, he's doing all he can, and it doesn't look like it's going to be enough. I mean, the team is really struggling. They started the season really well, but now they're down to 8-7, to an 8-7 record in the NBA. Other results:
8 wins, 7 losses.
Exactly, yeah. In other games, you had the New York Knicks. They're doing well. They're starting to find their feet a bit. Kristaps Porzingis at 31 points and 9 rebounds, and Derrick Rose scored 6 of his 18 points down the stretch as the Knicks beat the Portland Trail Blazers 107-103. The Tigers fought Al-Farouq Aminu. Yeah, still injured. Exactly. That's about the 7th game he's missed now. We're wishing him quick recovery so he can get back on the court. The Bulls lost against the Denver Nuggets. Yeah,
110-107.
That one, I'm a bit surprised. The
Nuggets. Told you about Chicago Bulls. You were thinking, okay, maybe the way they started, they're going to be on a good run and everything. But
yeah, I mean, because they've got a good team.
Yes,
that's what I thought. But it's not looking very good for them. It's still early days. It's still a very long season. They lost that one because rookie Jamal Murray scored a season high 24 points to lead the Nuggets in that particular match. Jimmy Butler scored 35 in that losing effort. While last but not the least, Cecilia, the New Orleans Pelicans won their 5th game of the season, just their 5th game of the season, beating the Atlanta Hawks 112-94.
At least the most important thing is they've started winning, so that's a good one.
Exactly.
So I think they just don't want to have that unenviable record.
It was really a wretched start to the season for them. It looks like they're turning it around
now.
A bit now. I mean, when you have a player like Anthony Davis in your side, I mean, you have to, make good use of him. Yeah. He's a monster of a player. So. The other players need to surely, feed.
Step up.
Exactly, step up, feed him well, and see where it goes.
Okay, now staying with the US, they have a new coach now. Tayo mentioned it, is going to be Bruce Arena. I mean, favorite for the job, and of course, he's gotten it for the second time. The first time he wasn't having the experience, according to him. But right now, it's the right time for him to actually take over because he's got the experience. At that time, 1998 to 2006, that was when he was in charge, and he has won Major League Soccer 5 times. So taking over, I think that the experience is going to be there for Bruce Arena. But the thing is, it's a huge task for him because Honduras is there. They have to play, and well, bottom of the group for qualifiers. Well, he's definitely hopeful that they can actually get something now. But we'll just look at his credentials. It's like he's really qualified for the job.
No, there's no doubt about it. No doubt at all. I mean, the experience is there. You know, he's been to that particular job before. It's been a long time now. But when he was there, it was quite relatively successful. Remember, he actually took the USA to the World Cup in 2002. Yeah,
he got to the quarterfinals.
Exactly. So it shows you his record very good as well. To 71 wins, 30 losses, 29 draws when he was in charge from 1998 to 2006, and you know, quarterfinals of the 2002 World Cup as well in Japan and South Korea. So they've got this guy who they believe knows the culture of the team, knows the team inside out. You know, has managed the Los Angeles Lakers, has won multiple MLS, titles. So they've gone for experience. They've gone for someone who knows the terrain as well too. So it's not really a surprise for me. Like I said yesterday, that he was the man, he was a man in better place than to get this particular job. But he has a very tall order. You know, they've lost the first 2 games. That was against Costa Rica and Mexico. So he has about 8 games now left, to turn it around, to get the USA back on track, to ensure they qualify for Russia 2018. It remains to be seen if he can get it done. But he's been speaking, after his appointment yesterday, he's been speaking on his plans for the USA.
Opportunity when you have to replace someone, and obviously I applaud all the hard work that Jurgen put in for a number of years, and the Federation made a decision to make a change, and I was honored to have an offer, but I think the time is right for me because I have the experience in qualifying. I understand the pool of players, I understand the obstacles that are ahead, and I think I'm much more prepared now than I was between 1998 and 2006. So hopefully I can be a good leader, get the team ready to play, and get our team qualified for Russia. Well, we need to win at home, so the game against Honduras is going to be critical. And my formula has always been 3 at home and 1 or 3 on the road, and that's going to be our approach each and every game. So at the very least, in the games in March, we want to walk away with 4 points and hopefully 6. Next step is to be in contact with the current players in the pool, and obviously some of the key players, visit them both domestically and abroad, get a good understanding, and have players ready when they come into camp either in January and March, and appreciate what our goal is and how important it is to play for the U.S.
Welcome back to Channel Sport this morning. From the USA now, and from Bruce Arena, we go to the CAF Player of the Year Award. I mean, the list came out yesterday, and the names didn't come as a surprise to me.
Of course.
Didn't come as a surprise to you as well, so I imagine, because Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who is the defending champion, in quotes, made that list, obviously because he had a great time, great season for Borussia Dortmund as well last season. The other guys that made the list, we'll just go through them now. Mo Salah, off. AS Roma is Egyptian to make the list as well too. Riyad Mahrez, obviously Premier League Player of the Year, and helped Leicester City win the Premier League last year. So no surprises there at all. Sadio Mane, no surprises. I mean, he had a great season with Southampton, made that big money move to Liverpool. Okay. I think he's actually the most expensive African player right now. So you wouldn't really argue with his inclusion in this particular list. Islam Slimani. That one might be, it's a bit, it's a bit contentious. I mean, you can't contend, you can't argue. It's debatable whether Islam Slimani was one of the top 5 African players over
I think they're looking
season.
at it from, from his exploits before he moved over to
he did well for he scored a lot of goals in Portugal. There's no doubt about it. But I'm just saying overall, could you have put someone else in place of him?
Who could you have put there?
I'm asking you.
I'm trying to think right now. Okay, none. Okay,
so fair play to him.
But you have 2 Egyptians. That's really not nice because it's going to be
What do you mean it's not nice? I mean,
because they both be
Nigeria's, I get what you're saying. But Nigeria's time is coming, though.
Riyad Mahrez and, of course, Aubameyang.
Yes.
I think just going to be between both of them. So it's going to be. Then the final 3 we're looking at should be just maybe Lamine and Riyad Mahrez, and they have Aubameyang will just be the final 3. Or if they're going to leave at final 5. I don't know, it used to be final 3, right? Okay, for the African Player of the Year, based in Africa, you have Kama Biliat, Keegan Dolly, Rainford Kalaba, Olonfo Kakana, and Dennis Oyango. These are the 5 players from Africa, none from Nigeria. I actually expected at least maybe 1 player there, but none.
Who did you expect in that list?
Uchegulam, I think, he had moved to... yeah, I don't know.
Or Ufon Udo.
Okay, Champions League.
Scored a lot
of goals in the Champions League, but the team didn't do well. Maybe that's the reason. They're just looking at those players that actually took the team to the finals of the CAF Champions League, and that's the reason it was selected. So, Player of the Year, Africa, no Nigerian. Player of the Year, based in Africa, no Nigerian. Not a good one.
No, not a good one at all, Cecilia Ball. Nigeria's time will come. I mean, the team we have right now, some great prospects in the team. Alex Obi, Kelechi Iheanacho, all still very young. They're not even close to the prime yet. So you imagine if they continue to progress at this pace, in a couple of years, we might just have Nigeria. Victor Moses is not a youngster. He's not a youngster. So his own might actually be a lot earlier than the likes of Iwobi and Iheanacho.
But next year is also going to be hard for us because Nigeria will not be in the Africa Cup of Nations. So it tells you something that, look, hey, maybe most of the guys that will get there get to the finals. But Gabon didn't really do well in the last edition. But because of what Aubameyang is doing with his club, and that's why he's actually favorite to win this one. Nigerian players can keep up the pace. Victor Moses keeping up the pace. He started with Chelsea. I think next year you might just find his name
might have a chance, he might not win it, but I won't be surprised
because
if he makes
right now,
the top 3.
apart from Aubameyang now, outside him, who is the next player right now?
As in
an African player right now.
No, surely you're going to have to mention Victor Moses.
That's what I'm saying. After him, who
works?
I'm looking at the players right now.
I mean, you can't look beyond the likes of Riyad Mahrez as well. So Riyad Mahrez
is not being
is contributing. Leicester not doing too well in the Premier League,
anyway.
but it's scoring. You have to score them, Cecilia.
That's really
so Riyad Mahrez is Aubameyang as well. Victor Moses. You know, so there's Mo Salah as well. So remember, he's still playing great for Roma. So, and it's doing well for Egypt. Egypt currently top their World Cup qualifying group as well. So if it continues and carries on this momentum into next year, I mean, you can't rule out Mo Salah as well.